Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So today I got a special edition episode of the channel for you guys this weekend because we're playing Mission Impossible by Sega on my PC. If it looks familiar, it's basically Operation Ghost, another famous Sega light gun franchise, except in the Mission Impossible universe, so much so that both of the first levels take place on a train car. And honestly, this game is just a straight up awesome light gun game. Sega always made incredible titles in this genre, and Mission Impossible is no different. I did play this in person at a Round 1 arcade in Portland, Maine with my nephew Charlie, but he got bored after about 5 or 6 minutes and wanted to go play Plants vs. Zombies, so I was never able to actually finish the game, and I've always wanted to see it since. But now, in the comfort of my own studio, I can play this on PC with Gun for IR, and it works rock solid stably, and it is just a metric ton of fun, and I'll get into the how of this in just a little bit. But honestly, I love Sega light gun games. I think they're the best in the genre, Namco being a very close second, and this one just has everything you want out of a light gun game. Good challenge, a ton of fun action set pieces, a decent story for an arcade game, and because it is a Mission Impossible, it does have a little bit of a fun kitschy hook to it if you like that movie franchise. Before we get too far involved though, do me a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. If you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, I got a Patreon link down below as well. But honestly, when I saw this cabinet in arcades, it was a ton of fun, and it had a massive light gun on it with dual triggers, that way you could either single wield or dual wield those weapons, and you have a ton of different features as well as having to hit start like it owes you money to get past certain sequences. And honestly, any action movie set piece on a train where I'm just shooting enemies is going to work for me. Now funny enough, they are cyborgs, they are not human beings. I'm sure that's just so Sega could get around the overall age rating and restrictions of arcades, because shooting robots not anywhere near as bad as shooting actual human beings. But obviously in the Mission Impossible universe, that's just not how it works. And you're going to get a ton of MI related things, including these mag gloves right here to allow you to crawl up and down the train. And funnily enough and accurately, if you're holding on to the side of the train, you can't dual wield the firearms. You have to use one because obviously the other hand is in use. And honestly, that goes and drives the believability up like by 1%, even though there's nothing believable about fighting a cyborg army on a train, at least not now, but in 10 years you never know with the robots we're making today. Now if you're wondering the how of all this, a good friend of mine, Lance Charlson, was able to basically do something in the background to make this happen. And from now on, he wants to go by Daddy Lance Charlson. That's just his request. And I'm pretty sure that he probably archived this somewhere so you guys can enjoy it as well, but that's all I can really say on the topic. It is fun to have another arcade game preserved and playable for all time, because obviously this isn't anything that got a home port, which I think is a little bit of a disappointment. Games like this would be absolutely perfect in something like VR. Put this in the Quest, put this on PlayStation VR 2, and I think it would absolutely be an incredible time to play these games. But unfortunately, it seems like one of those titles that's just going to be locked to arcades, and when the arcade cabinets leave the floor because they're no longer profitable, they start to break. It's preservation like this that really matters. So Lance Charlson out there likes to keep you guys informed about what is going on and trying to share the love of the arcades with everyone, because you know me and you know the channel, I advocate for arcade preservation and arcade love pretty much anytime I can get, and honestly so does Lance Charlson, if you know what I mean. And this boss battle here with the helicopter just going through this train rail, it is so much fun. This really does feel like a Mission Impossible movie come to life. The action set pieces are huge. I'd say probably only rivaled by Sega's own Rambo as far as the absolute ridiculousness you see on screen at any given point in time. But that's why I love Sega and the light gun genre. You really do feel like an action movie hero come to life, and you're basically going to live or die based upon your own skills. And you'll see here, once those boxes turn green, you have to pull the trigger, that way you can destroy the helicopter. Now this game will work with a mouse, it'll work with Gun for IR, and I don't have a Simton to test it with, but I'm pretty sure it would work that way as well. It's one of those things, so long as you can run a mouse cursor, then you'll be able to play the game. And if you do want to play this game and you find it out there somewhere, just so you know, the number 5 is going to be the coin button, the number 1 is going to be start, the left mouse trigger and the right mouse trigger are going to be fire, and the mouse cursor is going to be that aiming reticle. So it is very easy to play, no front end required whatsoever. It's just an executable that'll run on your PC. And now we're going to do the soundtrack sample, 45 seconds, but come back because I got more to tell you about the game so you can enjoy it if you so want to. But enjoy.
Clear. Come on. Whoa! Enemy on the left. Head towards the door.
Grenade! This is bad!
Return fire!
clear.
Into the passcode.
Door unlocked.
Don't get too relaxed just yet.
This way.
Fire. Multiple hostiles detected.
I mean, it's a fun soundtrack and it absolutely drives the overall intensity home, and I love this game's sense of humor as well, because this area right here, you're just going to have to find a key card if you want to progress, but of course you're going to have to do it while you're having a firefight with all of these cyborgs. My favorite part is they keep telling you to be quiet, but you have to have a firefight the entire time. It's kind of just playing on those expectations. Nothing about this game is stealthy whatsoever, but when you come to this desk here, you need to find a red key card, but now you'll see you got your gameplay card to be able to save the game, and you're going to have to look around for that red card, and of course we got the security guard's bank card as well. It's just kind of fun. You just have to continue to find different red cards that aren't going to be the correct red card until you shoot enough enemies. That way you're able to actually get to the card itself, because we just got a yoga card there, and I love that kind of fun sense of humor, and I love the cover system in this game as well. You automatically duck behind it, and you just need to kind of pop out when the game lets you to and unload those clips. And that robot right there, definitely a lot chunkier than the others, must be a generation old or so. And of course the key card we need was underneath that clipboard all along, and it wouldn't be a Mission Impossible game if there wasn't some sort of repelling scene basically borrowed directly out of the movie with the exact same ending. And this is where hitting the start buttons are going to come into play. Sometimes you have to tap it very rapidly to be able to do something, but here you want to line it up perfectly within that little aiming reticle. That way it'll either say good, great, or perfect. The better you do, the higher your score, and if you screw up completely, the game is going to change up. And I would say it is relatively easy to do this, but you do have to pivot. And if you want to use gun for IR, just go ahead and assign any of the buttons that you have available as the start buttons, so you can do this. If you're on Sims, it should work the exact same way. Just make sure that you have two triggers as well as the start and coin button on your light gun. That way you're able to interact with the game 100% without really missing out on anything. And of course, just like the movie, we come within inches of actually hitting it. And I love that they say that this computer here is ancient. It does have a trackball just like I do, kind of has a little bit of an Apple Lisa vibe going on, but it is kind of fun that they make that little nod to how old this military equipment truly is. And as we move into the next boss fight here, I love this one particularly. It just takes place across the entire level and kind of feels like something like Wild Dog from Time Crisis, where you're chasing him down in that game. And honestly, there's some light Time Crisis vibes going on here as well. You don't have a pedal to step down on to go into cover, of course, but otherwise it does kind of feel like maybe a Time Crisis game 50% of the way. But the best part is you just gotta love another arcade light gun game. If you're like me, this and the racing genre are really the reason why you still set foot in arcades. And it's one of those things, I've never encountered a Mission Impossible cabinet in Chicago. It was only in Portland, Maine that I saw this. I always wanted to be able to finish it up and be able to enjoy it and kind of learn the game a little bit better, and I can do that again today thanks to old Lance Charlson. He is one of those arcade advocates out there that just wants to make sure you have as much fun as possible. And that is why these games are great. They are just fun. It is kind of strange that they are cyborg based, but I get it. Sega wanted to have that age rating down, but it's kind of funny that the entire army you're fighting is just cyborgs, but there's a very story specific reason for that you'll see in the ending, but I don't want to spoil it until the end of the video. But even here you'll see you got to beat that start button fast if you want to win. But I'm going to do one more soundtrack sample, 35 seconds this time, and I'll be right back with the end of the game.
The route's clear.
Keep moving. The data room is just up ahead.
Darn it. I can barely breathe in here.
Hang in there. This is the safest possible route. Hold it. I'm detecting multiple hostiles nearby. 3, 2, 1, fire.
Clear.
Keep moving. You're doing great. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1, fire! Enemy approaching!
Intruders detected. Please confirm with security personnel.
I mean, just get that classic Mission Impossible music and you love it, unless it hits some sort of copyright flag and then you heard nothing. There is one glitch in this game, but I absolutely love the fact that it happens. In this sequence, you have to hit the start button in time to be able to scan this face so you can get through security. But there's something about the polygons are drawing on that untextured face, which is a little bit broken. And just so you know, I'm on an NVIDIA 3080 Ti. Maybe on AMD it wouldn't happen. But you have to get a high enough score to be able to get through security, and I love the end result. We're going to get a match for the face that you see see right here. But wait until you see this ugly mug that absolutely walks up. I do not know what the hell's going on there. That's some bad plastic surgery, or dude got into a fight with a bunch of hornets and absolutely lost. But outside of that, at least on my system, an Intel i9-12900K and a 3080 Ti with 64 gigs of RAM, it runs flawlessly, and trust me, that is overkill. If you have something that isn't just a potato, you should be fine. Go ahead and bring a mouse, bring a gun for IR, bring whatever you want, but you'll be able to play this one today thanks to Lance Charlson archiving it for everyone. And it's just one of those things. It's an action movie set piece in the best way possible. It's a Sega game in the best way possible, and it's just straight up 100% fun. It's the type of game you can play with a friend, you can play alone, you can play it once, or you can try to learn it so you get a 1cc attempt going on, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be enjoying this sometime soon. But short of that, Mission Impossible definitely is a game now that you can play, and it has been preserved, and that's something I always advocate for, and it's one of those things I always have space for a video when Lance Charlson delivers. But you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully this made your week, and I'll see you guys next time, the next time we have more arcade preservation to talk about. But trust me, Mission Impossible, straight up fun. Bye-bye.